Well, there's something you don't see every day.
Next, Dan Aykroyd looks back at the birth of a band in The Best of the Blues Brothers.
One of country's fastest rising stars is on the Sunday Night Showcase. And we've got her exclusively on the Disney Channel. Trisha Yearwood's bringing the sound of country to a world television premiere all her own. With exclusive behind-the-scenes interviews.
This was definitely at the top of my list. This is what I always wanted to do.
I've been living on the wrong side of Memphis.
Trisha Yearwood, the song Remembers When.
Woman before me and you.
Sunday at 9 p.m. on the Sunday Night Showcase.
The Disney Channel proudly presents a world television premiere. Barcelona 92, 16 Days of Glory. Sports historian Bud Greenspan captures the human drama behind the 25th Olympiad.
This is the Olympics, this is finals. And I remember my heart, just how fast it was beating. I mean, I thought it was going to pop out of my chest.
From moments of great triumph.
It's been a dream of mine since I was 7 years old.
To personal tragedy.
Put his arms around me and he said, look, you don't have to do this. And I turned around and said, I do.
It's the human face of Olympic competition that you didn't get to see. Exclusively on the Disney Channel. The world premiere, Barcelona 92, 16 Days of Glory. Discover the world of Disney Channel family entertainment inside the October-November issue of the Disney Channel magazine. In our cover story, visit with one of today's hottest country performers, Trisha Yearwood. It's a fascinating personal look at her life, her music, and her upcoming Disney Channel special. And be sure to look for the special Trisha Yearwood sweepstakes on page 47 to find out how you can win a trip to Orlando, Florida to see her live in concert, courtesy of the Disney Channel and AT&T. And you're sure to enjoy our feature article on the return of Raffi, the superstar of children's song, along with a preview of his Disney Channel world premiere concert, Raffi on Broadway. Also making its world television premiere on the Disney Channel is Walt Disney Pictures' Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. Read about some of the wild stunts and special effects used in the making of this hugely hilarious comedy. And check out our easy-to-read program guide beginning on page 29 with our weekly lineup and primetime schedule featuring the new editions, bonus on Thursdays, and triple feature Friday. And you'll love the family section beginning on page 10 with helpful hints on teaching children how to handle their allowance, along with a survival guide for the flu season. Plus, cook up a delicious pot of pumpkin soup with a special recipe just for kids. Also, inside the back cover of each issue, the Disney Channel magazine brings you all the latest news from the MMC, including upcoming tour dates at Target stores and special information about how you can receive the all-new Mickey Mouse Club Mini magazine. All this and more in the October-November issue of the Disney Channel magazine. Next, Dan Aykroyd looks back at the birth of a band in The Best of the Blues Brothers. The Best of Hollywood presents the caliber of stars who have become legends of the silver screen.
I thought maybe you could use a Marilyn Monroe here and there.
I specialize.
Oh, baby! In selected films featuring some of the brightest comedies.
Oh, so sorry.
Incredible dance numbers. And finest stories of love ever captured on film. Love and war.
I remember every detail. The Germans wore gray, you wore blue.
Our Love and War Festival presents classic screen romances set against the drama of war.
He's looking at you, kid.
Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman star in the picture that set the standard for cinematic romance, Casablanca. Then, Marlon Brando stars as war hero Lloyd Groover.
Hi there, hot dog!
Whose life is changed forever when he falls in love with Japan's most famous actress.
My heart is so full of love for you.
In Sayonara. And Omar Sharif stars in David Lean's epic set against the Russian Revolution.
They've shot the Tsar.
Chronicling the life and loves of Dr. Zhivago. Classic musicals.
This is the moment I've been waiting for.
Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, the greatest dance team Hollywood has ever produced.
It's sort of like a romance, isn't it?
Watch Fred take his taps out to sea.
I'll bet he's by far the best dancer in the Navy.
But his heart stays ashore with Ginger when their ship comes in Follow the Fleet.
I give a vow to adore.
Then see the film that captures their magical mystique at the pinnacle of their career. In Swing Time. The brightest comedies. Jack Benny and Carol Lombard are the famous husband and wife acting team known as the Turas.
Whenever I start to tell a story, you finish it. If I go on a diet, you lose the weight. If I have a cold, you cough. And if we should ever have a baby, I'm not so sure I'd be the mother.
I'm satisfied to be the father.
Who go undercover to undermine the Gestapo underworld.
I may be wearing a fall spear.
In a comedy not to be believed.
To be or not to be.
Then Marilyn specializing in seducing billionaire Yves Montand.
You drive me crazy.
In Let's Make Love.
I've never known anyone quite like you.
Katharine Hepburn goes goo-goo over Cary Grant.
This is probably the silliest thing that ever happened to me.
And for him, things will never be quite the same.
Well, if you must know, I'm afraid of you.
In Bringing Up Baby, you'll find legendary stars in selected films simply because they are the best of Hollywood. Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern and Pacific.
Hello, I'm Eric Boardman, and welcome to Walt Disney Imagineering. Here, folks take flights of Disney fancy and turn them into three-dimensional reality. Over here is a model of a new addition to Walt Disney World in Florida. It's called Typhoon Lagoon. Chris.
Hi, Eric.
What is Typhoon Lagoon?
Eric, it's 50 acres of fun. We believe it's the most incredible water park anybody's ever built. We have body slides. We have raft rides. We have Castaway Creek. We have Shark Reef. And the centerpiece of it all is our wave pool.
Chris, you were there from the very beginning of this idea. How did it develop?
We really started with the name, and we tried several different versions of theming. We tried one design that was a military bivouac from the 1940s, and we tried a logging camp.
Do all your ideas happen here at the office?
Well, it doesn't always happen in an office. We have some great ideas. We make a career out of drawing things on napkins in restaurants. In this particular case, I was in my garage, actually, one night and doodling a couple of things out and came up with this little sketch of the boat stuck on top of the mountain. Our story is that there was this wonderful little quiet resort. And one day, this furious storm, enormous, world-shaking storm, rocketed through the place, sending the buildings this way and that way, and planting this fishing boat smack on top of Mount Mayday.
Now this is the real thing, Typhoon Lagoon. But what's unreal is how much this place matches the original artwork. Like some Rod Serling script where I've been miniaturized and placed in a model. But you can't do this in a model. Typhoon Lagoon has 9 water slides of various shapes, sizes, and speeds. And at 30 miles per hour, the fastest is Humonga Cowabunga. Bye, Mom. Bye, Mom. For lazy folks like me, there's Castaway Creek, where you can practice your kick and backstroke right through a rainforest. Kids love Ketchikiddee Creek, even the big ones. And then, of course, there's Typhoon Lagoon itself. This is so cool. You know, since this is the world's largest inland surfing lagoon, safety must be state-of-the-art too, huh, Mike?
Yes, Eric. In the design of Typhoon Lagoon, safety was a main priority. We have a staff of 150 lifeguards who go through a series of extensive training and certifications. Each guard stand is equipped with an emergency stop that, if need be, when you can stop the wave action to make the rescue. When that E-stop is hit, it alerts other people in the area that there's an emergency in that location.
Typhoon Lagoon is our answer to River Country because River Country was getting so full. River Country in the 70s, when it opened, was revolutionary for its time. It was the first themed water park around. In fact, we've compared it to what Disneyland was in 1955 to other amusement parks. It became extremely popular, and we just decided to build another one bigger and better.
If you ever wanted to do a Lloyd Bridges impression, well, this is the place. Shark Reef. Imagineers have created this saltwater wonderland within Typhoon Lagoon. Besides schools of exotic fish, there are bonnethead and smoothhound sharks. Now, they tell me they're quite small, but I decided not to measure them. And after a quick shower, surf's up. Okay, Mike, I've been watching you body surf. I want to learn to body surf. What do I have to do?
It's real simple, Eric. Before the wave comes in, just to get your forward momentum, we have these fins here. Just do a flutter kick with the fins. Once the wave starts to push you, just put your hands at your side and just ride it right in.
All right, let's go for it, dude.
Do it.
Now, I might not be, but this wave pool is rad. It's big enough to encompass an ocean liner and has the world's largest man-made waves. 12 huge chambers fill with water, then release into the bottom of the pool, creating waves up to 6.5 feet high every 90 seconds. Okay, body surfing is probably an acquired skill. I'm having a ball here. I mean, I love the rafts and the flumes and the slides and all that, but what I really want to do, and I know it's not allowed here, is surf. Can I?
As a matter of fact, we have Ed. He's one of our best surfers out there right now.
Okay, Ed, I got my totally radical jams on. I got my big stick here. Now, I was watching you catch some tasty waves out there. I want to surf too, bud. How do I do it? And I've never done this before.
Well, Eric, it's very simple. It's all in your positioning and balance on the board. You want to lay center of the board. When you see the wave coming, you start paddling to gain momentum. When you feel the board being pushed by the wave, you just do a quick push-up and get your feet under you, and you're off.
Piece of cake, bud. Oh, I can do this. I don't know about those judges, but I give Typhoon Lagoon a 10, an easy 10. So long.
Next, Dan Aykroyd looks back at the birth of a band in The Best of the Blues Brothers.
On the Disney Channel, unlock a briefcase full of blues. With co-creator of the Blues Brothers, Dan Aykroyd.
We said, what songs do you think we should do with this band? They said, hey man, we got to recut Soul Man.
Soul Man! As he retraces the soulful siblings' first steps. From their Bumble beginnings to sold-out concerts on the road.
The music will never die. Now the rest is Blues Brothers history.
Bust a move with the best of the Blues Brothers. Next.
Extra Extra read all about it.
Give me the desk. Give me that phone. What a break.
The biggest story in years.
And he's the newspaper editor who'll do anything to get it.
Get back in there, you mock turtle.
While she's the reporter who'll do anything to get out.
That's why I'm quitting. I want to go someplace where I can be a woman.
But he's not about to let her go.
This is war. You can't desert me now.
In a story about love and news.
No kidding.
Cary Grant stars.
I'm better than I ever was.
With Rosalind Russell in His Girl Friday.
Singer-songwriter Kenny Loggins is well known for making an environmental statement, and the Disney Channel has captured this inspired artist in an awe-inspiring setting. Kenny Loggins...
People that want to be reached, that want to feel something, you know, and our music has kind of shied away from that for a while.
On the Best of Hollywood.
Maybe we can have that dance after all.
Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, one of America's legendary film couples.
You probably think I'm silly.
Yes, I'm afraid I do.
During October, relive the unforgettable moments.
Not bad.
With 3 of their earliest films, when the Disney Channel celebrates the on-screen partnership of Astaire and Rogers. Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern and Pacific, Fred and Ginger swing to the music of Irving Berlin in Follow the Fleet. Next, Dan Aykroyd looks back at the birth of a band in The Best of the Blues Brothers.
It's after 9 p.m. Time to turn on Disney Nighttime with shows selected just for adults every night of the week. Starting with the Sunday Night Showcase, presenting historical specials from Hollywood's golden years. Legends of Comedy.
One morning, I shot an elephant in my pajamas. How he got in my pajamas, I don't know.
And the best in contemporary music featuring today's hottest stars. Then, Monday's The Best of Hollywood presents the biggest and best movies from Hollywood's heyday.
He's looking at you, kid.
Tuesdays pay tribute to the American legacy with our ongoing series of movies and specials celebrating the spirit of America. Then, from an all-star tribute to America's greatest folk musicians to the sounds of Hollywood's best, it's the Legends of Music, presented every Wednesday night. And take a look at hot movies featuring thrills, chills, romance, fantasy, and adventure.
Well, there's something you don't see every day.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights, you'll love movies on the Disney Channel. Every night after 9 p.m., look for great music, movies, specials, and more. Selected just for adults on Disney Nighttime. Because kids go to bed.
Listen to the greats. Big Walter, Little Walter. Little Walter, of course, you know, he died, he got knifed in the gut.
Yeah, I remember that.
Big Walter died of natural causes. He was underappreciated. We put him in a movie.
That was nice.
Your friend Pat Hayes, a great harp player.
I know that.
And, you know, the Texas movement, Mickey Raphael played for Willie Nelson.
Mm-hmm.
Delbert McClinton, of course, a great R&B musician, great harp player. And Kim Wilson, Thunderbirds. Now he's with Roomful of Blues.
There's a call for Elwood Blues on the payphone.
Well, I wonder what that could be about. Thanks, Tina. I'll take another draft. And, oh, by the way, it's on him.
Yeah, I got it today. Don't
How about you? You want another?
Yeah, could I have another one of these, please, on the rocks?
You want me to...
Hi.
Oh. Anything else for you?
Oh, no, thanks. That's fine. So where'd Elwood go?
I had a phone call.
Oh, okay. So
You want to start at the beginning? You know, you and John started talking about the music at some point. How'd the Blues Brothers start?
Well, you have to go back to when John was in Manhattan, a full year before Saturday Night Live. I was doing Second City in Chicago and Toronto. And John worked at National Lampoon. And he wanted to hire Gilda, he wanted to hire me, he wanted to hire Gene Levy, you know, Brian Murray, all the people who were up there who had opened Second City in Toronto. Well, at that time, I was on a kids' TV show. I was at Second City, I had my booze can, the 505, the speakeasy, so I really didn't want to leave Toronto. But John and I hit it off in that first visit. And that first night that he was in town, I brought him back to the booze can, and I put on this record, Down Child Blues Band, Straight Up. Well, John heard that record. He heard Everything I Need Almost. He heard Shotgun Blues. He was thinking about, you know, lyrics and humor in blues, and, you know, the discussion led to, well, wouldn't it be great to actually get a band together sometime? And Howard Shore was there, and he said, yeah, you could call yourselves the Blues Brothers. So this predates Saturday Night Live.
Howard Shore being the
eventual musical director of the
Saturday Night
Live.
Right.
So John and I corresponded back and forth, and then when I came down to audition for Saturday Night Live, I brought some records with me and over to his house. We used to hang out together.
Right.
And I showed him this album cover of John Lee Hooker, and there was John Lee Hooker, and he had the hat and the shades on. And I said, this is the look. If we ever put this together, this would be the look. The suits and the ties came from, you know, the beatnik era in the 50s and 60s. Beatniks and beat poets and musicians, bebop jazz musicians, would wear straight apparel so that they could go out into straight society and not be hassled. Also, there's an MIB reference, a UFO reference, men in black suits. When UFOs are seen, men in black suits are the ones that come and ask the questions afterwards and tell you to be quiet about it. We also wanted to have that look going. So John loved the look, thought it was great. We got hired for the show. John and I go out, and we go to the Lone Star Cafe, and with Duke Robillard and Room Full of Blues, we play for one of the first times in the full uniform. We also jam with Willie Nelson's band, with Mickey Raphael in the full uniform. So now we have this act called the Blues Brothers, but no place to play. So we get on